Look, a problem with living in the city of Wayne is that homeless people just sit on your porch. Jeez. Oh, that's awesome. Feels like we're like in Ann Arbor. But wider streets, much wider. We buy gold, we pay cash.
Weakly, as if it took some great effort, and looked right at Sven. Ooh. That mournful noise was the last Molly McButter ever made. As it faded out, another sound replaced it. The muffled snap of a single cracking rib. Sven's pain wasn't forgotten, but now it seemed far away, an echo of its former intensity. Another crack. Molly's ribs moved. A bloody paw ripped out of Molly. 6-inch, gore-covered claws tearing open a huge hole in her belly. Blood and fluid poured forth in gallons, splashing against the barn door, spraying into Sven's horror-stricken face. Oh, sweet Jesus. Molly's knees wobbled. Her eyes rolled back, leaving only half-lidded whites exposed. She fell hard to her side, driving the door even farther onto Sven's nearly severed leg. Pain rolled through his head. A swarm of black bees filled his vision, threatening to take him into darkness. A bark at his side brought back his focus. Mookie stood next to him, hackles raised impossibly high, teeth bared, the sound coming out of her mouth more a roar than a bark. Molly's belly, once swollen and distended, now sagged against her ribcage. The claw came forth again, tearing her from sternum to vagina. A bloody, slime-covered thing slid out. Sven's vision blurred from tears and from pain. Unconsciousness threatened to pull him under. He snarled and dug his fingers under the door. He had to lift or die. Sven threw all his strength into it, until the wood dug into his flesh, until his finger bones started to crack from the strain. The door didn't budge. His muscles weakened, only slightly, and in that moment, he knew there was no escape. Through a haze of semi-consciousness, in the snow-streaked glare of his barn's light, Sven saw the creature lift its blood-smeared head. A big, triangular head, too big for the body. Beneath the red blood slime, it had fur like a cow. A white head with a black patch surrounding the left eye. Eyelids open, blinked, and the thing looked right at Sven. He fell back into the snow, the black bees in his vision now big as sparrows, flying about his head, blocking out everything. With his last ounce of energy, he lifted himself up on one shoulder. He looked for the shotgun, but it was somewhere under the door. The sparrow spots grew to the size of fat crows. Movement from the barn. Through a waving haze, he saw 3 creatures step out, one after another. These were also covered with blood, mostly dry except for their mouths, which were lacquered in wet red. Black and white and red. They moved clumsily, each step a new discovery. One of them opened its big mouth and bit down on Molly's rear leg. The thing shook its head like Mookie shaking a chew toy. Bones cracked, blood splattered, and with a snap, the lower half of the leg came free. A lift of the head, a few more crunches, and the leg was gone. The other 2 started tearing into Molly, ripping free huge chunks. Molly's mucus-covered eyes were still blinking. The one that had come out of the belly, though, it didn't tear into the still-living cow. It stood on wobbly legs and staggered towards Sven. Then Mookie attacked it, snarling with lip-curled fury as her white teeth locked down on the creature's big head. The dog jerked and twisted, ripped her mouth away, taking the creature's right ear along with it. A flash of claws. Mookie's guttural growl instantly changed to a yelp, a real yelp, not the fake show she put on when Sven had tried to discipline her. Mookie was knocked away somewhere to the right. Sven didn't see where she landed because through his spotty vision, he saw the creature coming toward him. Black eyes locked on his, mouth open, teeth blazing. Hot breath in his face, breath like a puppy's. Sven's brain filled with a wonderful memory of a tiny ball of warm black fur that fit in one hand, a tiny pink tongue kissing his cheek. Then something stung his neck, a dozen poking knives. The crows turned into giant buzzards that blocked out all light, and then nothing. It was really cool. I really like that scene. Yes, sir.
Have you been able to look at chicken scissors the same way since
No,
reading about that?
there's no chicken scissors in my house. No, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, chicken scissors are, if you haven't read Infected,
Nice.
That's an old school t-shirt. There's in any butcher's block, you've got those poultry shears, and the poultry shears come into play in Infected. So if you've never read the book, read it. Absolutely, buy it today and read it, actually. It's my strong recommendation.
I swear to God, it's not bad. Seriously.
Nice little turnout. A few people. 24 clear. That's radical. Do you win by just going, "Where's the damn bomb?"
Who do you work for?
We totally missed it. I needed to get a picture of it. We just passed some guy that had like a Mustang, like a new Mustang, but on the side, like on his door, he had like an airbrushed like painting of him and his car, like driving down a dirt road in a field. It was hilarious.
Driving through the fucking woods to grandmother's house.
It was like so ridiculous.
Oh, it was horrible.
He said it looked like something that would be in the back of like a Reader's Digest.
It's very, very meta.
Some classic car show. Look, there's the Ghostbusters car.
A lot more popular than I thought it was. You know what? I bet you this is the one that comes the whole way from downriver.
There's the Ghostbusters car he was talking about. Yeah, there's a classic car show going on. They've been driving the cars around here. What I was at earlier was a signing for Scott Sigler. He's an author that's local from the area, Sheboygan or whatever. And he's wrote some pretty cool books, and he had a new one that just released recently and had a signing that we went to, and a question and answer. So that's where we were with the dude that's talking and everything else, and signing our books. But they're pretty cool if you're into that science fiction horror type realm. Right up your alley, right? But yeah, it was a good time. Dune buggies. You gonna slide? Oh. That was fun. Is that neat? Go on, jump.
Nice. Mom, thank you.
No, someone wants pink. So can who have it? You want a different one?
Maybe you should ask if she wants to pick another color. Part of the secret.
I'm not kidding. This is like the most bizarre thing. I went to sleep in the other room on a bed. I was sleeping in the other room. And I had
Hold on, it's been that way since she came home.
But I slept
Oh, you cheater.
I count. But anyway.
They just sit there and watch cars go by.
So instead it was the Woodward Dream Cruise.
It is. It comes from Woodward Avenue the whole way down here, downriver on Michigan Avenue. I think their last